What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Very exciting release today. One that I'm very intrigued by because it's a brand new project from none other than Daniel Tompkins of Tesseract, one of my all-time favorite bands, one of my all-time favorite vocalists, and also I'm just a big fan of Dan as a person. I've spoken to Dan on a couple of occasions, met him once, and we recently had him on the Metal Roundup podcast with myself, Steve, and Burb, where he actually mentioned this project being a thing, and he gave us a bit of a teaser and a bit of an understanding into the world of why this came about and what it actually is. But I think he kind of left it quite open as well, which is why I'm also really excited about it, because he did say it was quite unique, and I've seen some feedback from other people that said it's certainly different. So I'm very excited. In a world of many things in music that sound the same, I'm looking for different as much as I can get it. So this is Horizon featuring Christine Hope of Daedric. I was thinking when I'd seen some clips of Dan and Daedric together, I was like, is this a Tesseract and Daedric crossover? Because I know they've toured together before with Daedric and Tesseract. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting collaboration musically, but it makes more sense for it to be a completely different project than Tesseract. This is the debut single taken from the self-titled Prince of Failure album. The new release from Dan Tompkins and Paul Ortiz of Chimp Spanner is out on the 19th of June via K-Scope. So the project is called Prince of Failure. The album is going to be self-titled, called Prince of Failure, and this song is called Horizon, featuring Christine Hope. Let's check it out. 75.6% of you lot are not subscribed. Come on now. Distant bass rumbling. Similar visual aesthetic to War of Being.
Some days I can't think straight when the weight of the world is pushing back at me. I look up and see the whole sky spinning.
You say it's the price that you must pay.
I need you to put your arms around me. Close your eyes and feel the earth is spinning. Some days
I can't see
Okay, it's got a bit of a sexy feel to it. This is going really well back and forth.
I need you to put your hands on me and pull me up into a new beginning.
We fell from the stars to earth. Lucky that the forest broke the fall. We fell from the stars to earth. In this desolate world, I'll stand.
Oh,
I don't feel safe when I hit it.
little predecessor maybe to what's to come a little bit later on. I'm really liking the verses. The digital production in the back is really cool.
Some days I'm buried by the weight. The scars of summer turn into my skin. Moon shaded.
It's certainly different. It's quite an uplifting chorus for how the verses kind of imply that it's going to go. A lot of cool vocal layering going on here. This is so trippy because it feels a little bit like Tesseract.
Won't you scream my name?
Nice, Dan. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again. I can't believe I just said that in 2026. With the white vans.
Make my breath hold still.
This is fucking cool, man. Man, that production is adding a entirely different flair to this that would have been if it didn't exist. It would just be big chugs. It's making it feel massive though. Yeah, let that breathe. Extend that out. Little fade out. Okay, right. You know what? That's a really fucking cool first single. That is a very cool first single. I had no idea what to expect. I was told it was kind of weird, and yeah, it's kind of odd in moments, but it also feels like home for me as well, with that like Tesseract flair in moments. Obviously, I'm hearing Dan's voice, so I'm instantly making the Tesseract connection, but instrumentally in moments as well, I was kind of getting a bit of a vibe there. Hard to separate them completely because obviously I'm hearing like djenty guitars and Dan's voice, so instantly it's like, oh, Tesseract. But let me listen again. That was really enjoyable. Not only for like the shock factor and the unique thing that is hearing Dan in a different project that is still somewhat similar to Tesseract's, but also it's just a fucking sick, catchy song. Chorus, not my favorite on first listen. I really enjoy the verses though, but I think that chorus will grow on me. Let me listen again. That, after another listen, is super interesting. I have heard pretty much all of Dan's other side projects outside of Tesseract's. To me, I know Dan predominantly from Tesseract. I think a lot of people would, but he's got some fucking sick projects in the world of like synthwave and also some other like djenty projects. He's also got his solo stuff. He's got the White Moth Black Butterfly, I think is what it's called. I might be butchering the name. Apologies if I've butchered that. But for me, this one, from what I've heard on one single, feels like it has the most potential to slot into this current world of maybe a little bit more like slightly accessible modern metal than the likes of Tesseract. Tesseract is an incredible band and has moments that are extremely accessible in my books to many, many people in terms of just like people being able to appreciate music. There is obviously loads of like technical polyrhythms and insane drum licks, crazy riffs, fun rhythms, insane technical vocal runs across Tesseract's discography. So it's a little bit accessible, but it's also, in the grand scheme of things, like 10-minute long songs aren't exactly the most accessible thing across the board. This one is still a progressive feeling song. Obviously, structurally, it's not the proggiest song in the world, but the overall vibe of it is very, very experimental. Very, very cool. I loved having Christine on this. It's obviously an interesting approach to release a first single with a feature on it, because if people are just kind of glancing over it, they might assume that the band is Dan, Daedric, and then Chim Spanner, where in actuality it's just Dan and Chim Spanner. And that worked so well that I'd actually think that would be a pretty cool three-piece to have, because it just offers such a different dynamic range, having Christine's vocals come in with Dan, who's already got so much variety across his like vocal abilities, to then have like that female vocal to come in as well. It's just beautiful. The first verse, I was a little bit worried with the back and forth between Dan and Christine. Something about back and forth between male and female vocals in that capacity and that style, that just gives me the ick sometimes. With like, it reminds me like Disney princess movies where it's like the prince and the princess are like harmonizing back and forth, and then they all like come together, and then like the screen goes black, and then, you know, the next scene starts. It's a me thing completely. I know it's a very niche thing I'm talking about here right now. In saying that, I think they actually worked that pretty fucking well. It actually had like a bit of a sexy flair to it. I think a lot of that was driven by that bubbly synth that was like introduced at the very start of the song, and I guess in many ways was a lot of the glue of the song, but it also kind of evolved and held different like placeholders in different sections of the song. It was really, really cool. We'll come back to it. Chorus has already grown on me. I didn't love the transition into the chorus in the first time I heard it. because it's kind of like a dark synth rock song or synth pop song. And then it goes into this kind of like, I guess, rock adjacent, big uplifting chorus, which feels a little bit different to how we were getting the verse because it was quite dark and sexy. But the chorus is definitely growing me. I love the second version of the chorus as well, where they're both like harmonizing together, and Dan starts to like bring a bit of grit from the vocals into it as well. Everything is very like musically driven. There's nothing that's like trying to show off, which is always something that I think Tesseract particularly do very, very well. Yes, they have the capability to pull off crazy technical riffs, but it's always, in my opinion anyway, the way I listen to it, feels very like music first, showing off and being technical second. But Tesseract have perfected the kind of musical side of things and the composition so well that they can also afford to just bring in the crazy, whether it be fun, bouncy riffs, or in many cases, the drumming in Tesseract's music is always crazy fucking technical. And then of course, Dan's vocal performances have been insane. Love, love, love that Dan is making this like metal as well. Really wasn't expecting it to go as heavy, and the guitar riff in this is simple, but again, it serves the purpose to like make sure the song is as good as it could be, and it really, really works. Again, bringing in the riff for the like pre-bridge section, it was like right before the bridge comes in, then Christine has a like isolated vocal moment, the synths come back in, and then we get a big like very heavy breakdown, which feels like it was almost Meshuggah-esque. It felt almost like something from like Infinite Baths by Sleep Token. So it's very modern, and this could like be very, very popular. Like this has all the potential in the world to be like a big fucking project, even beyond the likes of Tesseract, because again, Tesseract is very niche, like 10-minute long songs, genty polyrhythms and shit like that. It's very technical. This is a little bit more stripped back, but it's still really, really good musically. So that was an incredible start. I'm very interested to see where Dan goes with this. And obviously, I'm not familiar with Chimp Spanner, so apologies, I'm just saying Dan, but it is a two-man project, but it looks things with Paul Ortiz. And honestly, I'd love to see more of Christine on this. I know the album's already made, and it is what it is, but that really worked. That really, really worked for me. That back and forth was really, really cool, very sexy. And yeah, I loved it. Let me know what you think of Dan Tompkins and Paul Ortiz's new project, Prince of Failures. Their new album is going to be dropping on the 19th of June, which I am more than excited to check out. I mean, I was on the fence going in. I was like, okay, who knows? It's a new project. Dan's had many projects in the past that have all been phenomenal, so the likelihood of this being good is probably pretty high, but you just still never know. And that was really, really fun. Great stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, let me know what you think. Go follow the band. Go follow Dan on all his socials. Go follow Paul. Go follow Christine. Go follow Prince of Failures. That was sick. Playlisted for me. Looking forward to hearing it again already. Cheers. And also, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and you want me to continue doing this as independently as possible, then the best way to support me doing so is via my Patreon. Patreon.com/DrewFortune. All the links will be in the description. Any help is much appreciated. Love yous. Cheers.